guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. I'm the partners Robert and Ryan. I am J-Man. If we have any first-time watchers of the Pro Wrestling Pulse, you have joined us on a very, very special day. For any of current followers of the Pro Wrestling Pulse and constant viewers of the Pro Wrestling Pulse, people that know us, it's going to be one for the record books, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be giving you guys our WWE Royal Rumble 2015 review, just getting off the air at the WWE Network. Had a fun night this evening, guys.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Daddy J had some solid...
Oh, that was delicious.
Solid work with the General Tso's honey, chicken.
I could really taste the honey. It was good.
It was very good.
Like he got it from an actual beehive.
I told him that before. I got to have the honey.
Yeah. Gotta have the honey.
Hot dogs were good.
Yeah.
It's weird. We had hot dogs and General
Hot dogs
Tso's.
and Chinese. It's what we do.
It's real life.
And fries.
what
I
we
mean,
do.
that's just...
It's just what we do.
Daddy J is an awesome
We
chef.
just were really... We were just fucking excited, you know? It's a Royal Rumble.
Right.
Yeah. Unpredictable. It's fun. You know?
Wait, unpredictable? What is the meaning of that word?
Most of the times. Unpredictable. It's fun.
It was fun?
We did not have fun towards the tail end of this evening.
There was one really good match.
I felt like the viewing of wrestling in my life, I felt like this is one of the times where like I traveled through my life. If my life was wrestling, to say this, if my life was,
I don't know where this is going, but I feel something.
I'm following it here. I'm following
if my life was wrestling,
Okay.
strolling down the avenue,
The avenue. Okay.
this would be the time in my life where my life changed.
When you're in the dumpster getting dumped in the back of the truck?
Don't fuck my flow.
Okay.
Where my wrestling, if wrestling was life,
Yeah.
it changed.
Yeah.
My wrestling life was just raped this evening.
Real
And
life.
it hurt. And it did not feel well. And I didn't want it to happen.
It feels.
And it was one of those things where I saw it coming. And I couldn't stop it from penetrating, from destination, penetration, initiation,
Tag
being
team.
executed. I couldn't help it. And it just happened.
I have the perfect metaphor of how I feel about this.
Sitting in a dumpster
It
getting
li-
dumped in the back of the truck?
Please, Robert.
No, it's
please
nothing to do with
please
nothing to do with
indulge me.
dumpsters,
Nothing
but
to do with dumpsters.
but I literally just came up with a metaphor in 15 seconds.
Please, indulge.
It feels like you took some mushrooms,
Correct.
some magical ones, and then you were sleeping with a very attractive woman, and the mushrooms started to wear off towards the end, and you find out it's not a woman, it's a goblin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just were raped and had sexual intercourse with a goblin. That all happened in one night.
That explains everything.
Just happened.
Yep, real life. So
Worse than
for this
that.
momentous occasion, we have this creative cursing book. You know we can do it ourselves, but sometimes we need the creativity. When
Sometimes we need
gotta
more
rage.
ammunition. We just need more ammunition. ladies and
So,
gentlemen.
for your viewing pleasure,
Let's describe the Royal Rumble in 2 words.
Oh, we're going to describe it in more than just 2.
Nope, we
ladies
got
and
it.
gentlemen, tonight, what we do not like will be referred to as a jerk pooper.
That is the new name for the Royal Rumble.
Jerk pooper.
We're going to do a couple more. Before we get to that, and that individual that we speak of, we're going to run this card down for you. We had the pre-show. We had not a 6-man tag as advertised. We had Cesaro and Tyson Kidd going up against the New Day. Crowd was hot. It's Philadelphia. That's what you always get from that type of crowd. They were all over Cesaro and
Oh, it
Tyson
died
Kidd.
later.
It did. All over Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. You're definitely getting them over the entire evening. Shit all over the New Day, as they should, because it is absolutely horrendous. They ate them alive. Cesaro, Tyson Kidd getting the win here. Hopefully we can see them continue as a tag team. We were talking, me and Ryan are always about the matching gear. Get that going with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. It just makes them look like they're just more together, more click better. I don't know. As far as workers, they could definitely go, and hopefully they can continue something in a positive way for Cesaro and Tyson Kidd in the tag division. First match on the official card. We didn't even run down who's calling this shit. We'll just free reign it. Who gives a shit? First match up, we have the Ascension going up against the New Age Outlaws.
It was great seeing the Ascension, in a pay-per-view match. Obviously, everything went on Raw with the whole, whatever, the old people on Raw and all the old tag teams and having them come in and getting some heat from the fans. The Ascension is the tag team of the future, it's looking like. Hopefully the future is sooner than later. The Outlaws don't need to be in wrestling in 2015, I'm sorry. That gimmick was out in the late 90s. The Ascension getting the win, short, sweet, to the point. Put them over a little bit. Hopefully they go on to bigger and better things. Maybe the tag titles coming up. Maybe at Mania, hopefully.
Speaking of the tag titles, we have the WWE tag titles on the line. When champions, the Usos went up against The Miz and Damien Mizdow.
Yeah, I'd say out of all the matches they've had, the 500 matches they've had against each other over the last 4 months, I'd imagine, if you likes, that this was probably the best one. It's a fun match. Everything was same as always. Uso was doing the great stuff. Mizdow doing his thing, and still feel like there's shades of times Mizdow was going to turn and he doesn't, and we'll get to some more stuff on that with the Rumble. But as a total, solid tag match, probably one of the better ones they've had. I feel like it's probably better than anyone they've had on Raw. So, okay match. I feel like it wasn't bad.
Yep, Usos still the tag champs after that matchup there. Next up, we had our fourth tag match of the evening, which was a Divas matchup with Paige and Natalya going up against the Bella Twins. Nothing terrible here. I mean, it's your pretty much stock tag, Raw type Divas matchup here. Paige and Natalya just still putting up that random kind of connection that they are as a tag team. It's just total Divas 24/7 as far as the Divas division goes on TV, on E, on USA. Doesn't matter what channel it is. It's all about total Divas anytime you see any of them, except in NXT when you actually get to see competitive women's wrestling.
For now.
Correct. Bella Twins getting the win here. Nothing really to say. It's just, it is what it is. Next up. So, we didn't really have anything horrendous yet.
Yeah, no.
We didn't really have anything terrible. We had short, sweet, to the point, get over the Ascension. Tag title match was okay, and it was one of the best that we've seen out of the the series of matches that we've seen them, and probably the best tag match that Miz and Damien Mizdow have been in to date. Yeah. Divas are divas. We get them every single pay-per-view, whatever. Then we get to this triple threat matchup for the WWE World Championship between champion Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and John Cena. This one, we were just extremely intrigued of how the flow, how the structure of the match would go, the interaction of, how they might get Lesnar out of the way to maybe see Rollins and Cena do some stuff in here, and do some stuff everybody did in this matchup. We had the start of the matchup, as we've seen in every fucking Brock Lesnar matchup, the suplex party that he went on. They just need to make a shirt like the super kick party with the fucking Young Bucks, and just do a suplex party, because that's what, Lesnar goes on. Stock start to a Brock Lesnar match. Got that between both Rollins, suplex of Cena. Got that. We got that out of the way when we started to see the interaction of how this match started to flow, which was kind of getting Lesnar out of the way a little bit, working with Cena and Rollins for a bit, and then it just started to form into an outstanding matchup. This was some really entertaining stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed this. I think one of the best Brock Lesnar matches that we've seen to date since his return back in 2012. Yeah. I think it's up there with the Extreme Rules match with John Cena in 2012, and it's up there with the Punk matchup they had at SummerSlam. This was some really quality stuff. We cannot say enough about Seth Rollins. We haven't been saying enough about Seth Rollins and what he's been doing. He's shined like a mofo, and like we know that he can in this matchup. Just spot after spot after fucking spot in this matchup. The really notable ones being the elbow drop to the table on Brock Lesnar to the outside. Fucking looked amazing. And then getting to probably the spot of the fucking, obviously of the year. It's been very short, but fucking amazing spot. We were talking, me and Ryan, obviously, and all of us have followed Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, before he was, Seth Rollins in WWE, his entire career, and obviously utilization of some extremely unique maneuvers and outstanding stuff that he is capable of with his fucking amazing athletic ability. But the Phoenix Splash is one that we have not seen yet in WWE and on WWE television. And when we had this set up with Cena in the middle of the ring and with Rollins looking to go up top, we're like, this is it. This is finally we're going to see the Phoenix Splash. And Ryan even said we're going to see in this matchup, because usually you see guys pull out some stuff, special stuff, in their big type matches. And this is Seth Rollins' biggest match he's ever had in his career up to date. to this date. And he pulls it out, and it's fucking sick. If you guys have ever seen it, obviously saw it on the pay-per-view this evening. If you haven't seen it before, we were extremely intrigued and excited to see that, and pulled it off great. And it went straight into Lesnar coming off of that that elbow drop spot on the outside, just looking like he's just down and out. They had the stretcher fucking out there and everything, like he's going to get stretchered off. We were thinking, well, maybe this is the way to get Lesnar out of the way to get a new champion. He doesn't get pinned. He's kind of out of the way, and comes back in just fucking full bore and about dropped Rollins right on the top of his head. About had the spot where we looked like Rollins could get it. Was going to do the curb stomp onto the briefcase. Didn't get that. Got it out of the F5, and Brock Lesnar retaining the championship in this extremely entertaining and really intriguing matchup that we got out of this. A lot of thoughts going into what we were going to be getting out of this. What, like we were saying, the match structure, the match quality. Like I said, I think this is easily one of Brock Lesnar's best matches since he's returned, and some outstanding stuff in this matchup. No matter what Seth Rollins came out of this, if he won it, if he lost it, then cashed in, if he just plain out lost it, he shined, he looked outstanding, and he is just continuing the build of being the top guy, and in our eyes should be in the position to be in there, unlike people that we saw at the end of this evening. Just looked great. Cena looked cool too, or looked good too. A lot of interesting spots that Cena did. What the fuck did he pull out? He pulled out some...
He did a Michinoku driver.
Michinoku driver from John Cena. He did a fucking pop-up, sit-down powerbomb. I mean, he was pulling out some shit, too. Cena looked good. Did the spear spot on the outside. So, just great stuff. It flowed well, and I didn't think it was going to even come close to flowing well, and really produced an outstanding matchup between these three, and really the shining spot, as has been lately in WWE programming, which is Seth Rollins. But Brock Lesnar, still the WWE champion after that triple threat matchup.
If you've never seen Seth Rollins wrestle before WWE, what you've seen tonight is what we've been saying for a long time. This is what we knew of in Ring of Honor when he was world champion. This is the Seth Rollins or Tyler Black that we've been wanting in WWE. He looks just like the future is here now.
Yep.
Yeah, he lost, but you know what? The show that he put on, the ability that he has, you just build on and build on to this. You know, not knowing how this match was going to go, I thought it was going to be a train wreck and a half. And it turned out to be just one of the most exciting world title matches in a long time. Just the way it started flowing. Yeah, when it started with all the German suplexes, you're like, oh, God, here we go again. But you know what? Cena and Rollins have some chemistry, and they were just building on it. And the spots that, you know, Rollins has done since he's been in the WWE. If you look back when he was part of
Shield.
The Shield, wow, I blinked there. Shield, some of the stuff he's done with tables and whatnot, and here in the elbow spot, and just everything in general just brought this match together. I wouldn't mind seeing this match again. It was that good.
No.
But just seeing what Seth Rollins can do going forward, you know, the way Cena worked with him, Lesnar, like J-Man said, this is his best match since he's been back. This might be one of the top 2 or 3 matches I've ever seen Lesnar have. So it was just very intriguing to see. You didn't know who was going to win. As they got down to it, toward the last few minutes of the match, it's like, okay, where are they going with this? And then when Rollins had that little run, it's like, oh my God, the Phoenix Splash. It's like, there is no way he's going to have the title in the briefcase. And then obviously everything that happened with Lesnar coming back. Even Michael Cole announced when the stretcher came out, Lesnar's got a broken rib. Random spot to say that, but then he comes in and wins. So this was a very intriguing match, you know, very exciting. The best moment of the night by far.
This match was not a jerk pooper.
Nope.
But, man, this match was just entertaining. Man, there was just, it was the best way I can describe it, in my opinion, I think, is organized chaos.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a complete mess, very well packaged.
Yep.
It was like a burrito.
It's like a beautiful car crash.
It is.
Yep.
And,
beautiful disaster. 311 already made it. There it was.
There it is. It's real life.
It is. God, that's your quote of the day.
Real life. But, yeah, so, man, I like this match a lot. Definitely something, man, it's exciting to see, you know, when you think something's going to be, you know, okay, and it really shows up, and some of the stuff that took place, you know, I at first when we were like, oh, here we go, he's just going to be German and these dudes, and they're just going to be getting squashed, and it's going to just be whatever. But the dynamic of the match when it broke down, and I thought about it, and I was like, man, the only way I really see Lesnar losing or ever, like, you know, the way he is now is for him to be on the what's the word I'm thinking of?
What are you talking about? I don't know.
Like where he's
on the level of?
no, like he's where he's being beaten down. Like he's where he's not actually.
Montreal Screwjob?
No. What?
What?
Random.
What are you talking about? You're like more confused than I am. Like okay, where he's on the defense more like he's like.
Oh, where he's playing kind of the.
He's not the aggressor. He's the one who's getting beat up
Right,
on. Is when it's a 2-on-1 situation.
Right.
Sorry, that was confusing. But what I meant was, in a 1-on-1 situation, it's not a lot of times it's not believable for Brock Lesnar to. Are we okay? The Montreal Screwjob? What is wrong with you? You're getting a name. You cunt wrangler. You cunt. Wait, is it cunt? Oh, ass wrangler. Either ass wrangler, that's better. It doesn't even matter. Fuck it. Anyway, on to the match. By the way, yeah, like I said, this was entertaining. Everything about this I thought that was great. The Phoenix spot, and then Lesnar just jumps in and takes him right off of Cena and just slams him, and then he does the same thing. It was good. It was a lot better than I expected, and what came out of this is Seth Rollins and what he can really do, and at the end here I'm gonna make a point about something, and he's probably, J-Man and Robert, I imagine both you guys are going to agree with this and what we're going to say here when we get into the Rumble. But, the thing I got out of this more than anything, other than Lesnar being the champion, is how ready Rollins is to be the main event.
And there's a lot of people that probably outside of us, because we all believe he should be in the spot, but there's a lot of people that didn't think he probably deserved to be in this matchup or really looked like he belonged. And he and had to fucking blow those people's minds that didn't believe that tonight, because he enhanced this to the nth degree and made this to where this was fucking fantastic. Because none of this really, it's like he was talking about as far as like an enjoyable car crash to watch is what a Brock Lesnar match is. But when you add just the fucking brilliance of a Seth Rollins to that type atmosphere, we got what we would... is probably the best possible option of this matchup, and we got an outstanding matchup here. But cannot say enough about Seth Rollins and how ready he is to be where he was tonight, which is in WWE World Heavyweight Championship matches, and hopefully we'll be seeing that for years and years to come.
The future is now.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, if we were...
I say we just end the video with that and forget the...
No, we got to rage.
Oh, this is... we teased that this would be a good one. This is where the good one comes into play. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is all unanimous. On our end, as the Pulse Boys would probably go out and say, the 2015 Royal Rumble matchup, quite possibly the worst Royal Rumble we have ever seen in our fucking lives.
I'm going to say worst of the
bad.
ever, period.
It was horrendous. Horrendous.
Ryan, pick a word for it.
Just...
Nope, don't like that one.
No.
It's not bad enough. Yep, hold on. Nope. No, this one's going to be a... Nope.
Give us a minute, we'll find a good one.
Nope. Nope. Tit beater. It was a real tit beater.
It beat tits.
It did beat tits. It wasn't tits.
Gotta be a worse
It
one
beat
than that.
tits. You can find one. I mean, there's gobbler, tit gobbler. There's a lot of things you could say.
Going
There
into
you go.
going into this
Ho-wanker.
matchup,
The Ho-wanker.
we had as far as a set of possible, entrants to make it unpredictable. We did have, going into it, the predictable 4 or 5 set of guys that we could see possibly either coming out of this, on top or, being there towards the end. Those guys would be Dean Ambrose, a Dolph Ziggler, a Daniel Bryan, a Bray Wyatt, and so I'm not even going to do it. Should I even say his name?
No.
I don't want to say his name.
Is he Chris Benoit?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's on that level. He should be on that level.
Was he Voldemort and Chris Benoit combined?
Yes, Voldemort. The name who should not be spoken, or whatever the fuck that said.
We just call number 19.
And Roman
Simpsons.
Reigns. That was the other one.
You
That
said
would
it.
be the predictable name that would have came out on top in this matchup. Surprise entrance. Extremely lackluster from what we've seen in years past and what we've seen in Royal Rumble history. We had one that was being talked about, which was Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray.
Good to see him back.
Came out in total full fucking Dudley Boys gimmick with the fucking glasses and everything. Obviously, Philadelphia definitely ate that up, and we're all over that. No Devon. They just used another token black guy for that spot with R-Truth.
Yep.
He's black.
So,
it works.
you know, God, just racism at its best.
Set the bar.
Yeah, so we got the what's up spot with the fucking headbutt off the top, and then we got the 3D, which is just awkwardly as shit. Yeah, so we got that. We got Bray Wyatt coming into the matchup, dominating. Then we had the Boogeyman come out, which was another random kind of interaction of characters.
And just seeing the
there.
Boogeyman and Bray Wyatt together was kind of
they obviously
freak each other out.
Obviously went for the kind of out there character kind of clash there. And the other one was DDP. DDP come out, which is another advertised one. No Randy Orton, no Sheamus, no other big name outside of that. Who cares? Give a shit. No other kind of Philadelphia influence name, ECW type name. Nothing. That's it. Surprise type names. That's all we got out of it. It really started up, kind of got into the Rumble mode when Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan got out there. Daniel Bryan coming out, I believe, 10.
Yep.
And was in there for maybe 10 or 15 minutes before being very unceremoniously eliminated, which will be a trend of top stars that continued to get pushed down and not get fucking their chances, getting unceremoniously eliminated in this match, which about made me want to fucking throw up towards the end of this shit. Daniel Bryan got eliminated with no heat behind it, just kind of getting pushed out, didn't even get to a Final 4, Final 10, Final fucking anything. And being the number 2 probably guy, except when he returned, being the number 1 hopeful favorite behind, at least fan favorite, being in that matchup. Philadelphia was a perfect crowd to just eat them alive as soon as Daniel Bryan gets eliminated. You guys can cut in at any time. I feel like I'm just talking all about it. Another big one, let's see, who else? Did have any NXT guys, kind of younger guys come out?
Kofi had one spot.
Kofi's predictable,
fell on
big
the
spot.
Adam Rosebud guys.
And he walked halfway around the ring and threw him back in the ring.
As we said,
and then he gets eliminated.
We just wanted to take him backstage and just bounce him around for like 30 minutes and then just bring him back out because it had just been random to forget about that.
I mean, DDP had some nice spots. Diamond Cutter on a bunch of people.
Yeah, he diamond cuttered a bunch of people. Me and Ryan had like the instant like fucking light bright as soon as we fucking thought of that. Like, God, they have to have Randy Orton come out and just RKO fucking DDP. That'd be genius.
Yeah.
We didn't get that,
Rusev
obviously.
comes out and eliminates a bunch of people.
Rusev looked pretty dominant. A lot of the young guys looked dominant, obviously. Bray Wyatt looked tremendous. We were talking how they were trying to build him up, obviously, to a possible, matchup, which obviously is just in the works or kind of, being talked about with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So having him look strong, they had him look strong against Dean Ambrose going into this, and had him look strong in the Royal Rumble matchup here. I believe he was in the final 6 or so, wasn't he? When did he get eliminated?
25.
Yeah, so around the final 5. So, yeah, I mean, there's another. We waited off for a long time to have a guy like Dolph Ziggler come out. He came out 30. We were getting towards the end. Kind of when we get towards the last 5 or 6, you start to kind of just think of the names that aren't out there yet.
Just whoever was announced already.
Yeah, whoever been announced, whoever's like, okay, these guys are automatically in there, and we get to some guys like Wade Barrett and Cesaro and Titus O'Neil had to come out, and we were like, no big surprises coming here because we knew Big Show, Dolph, those kind of guys were still left, so no big surprises there. Just, I mean, there was no like interesting spots in the Rumble at all. It was just stock. It was like watching
Wyatt singing. That was the most interesting part about it.
Just like a regular battle royal. It didn't feel special. It just felt the entire. As soon as Daniel Bryan got eliminated,
the crowd just.
We knew what was going to happen. We were like, okay, there we go. We're just on to set up one of the worst championship matches in WrestleMania history. We're on that path right now.
Wait till you hear the Final 4.
Dean Ambrose coming out. He looks strong in this for a little bit. I can't really think. I mean, anybody else? I mean, that's about it.
Cesaro got shit on again.
I feel like the crowd, after Bray Wyatt eliminated Daniel Bryan, I felt like the crowd turned on him to win the match. I think it would have got down to the Final 4 and it would have been him and a couple of other guys. I think he would have been the one to win it.
Oh, yeah, but once he eliminated Bryan, the crowd just...
Yeah, but he got pretty deflated.
The crowd got behind Ambrose.
Yeah, I say Ambrose and Ziggler were the 2 guys, and then, for the most part, nobody really, none of the fans wanted to see anybody win.
No.
Like, there was not anybody in the match that anybody wanted to do.
Because every second Reigns was doing something to where he was on the offensive, you couldn't even hear the announcers. They just ate them alive. And I don't know if anybody's gonna fucking think anything. I don't know how you can't think this same goddamn thing is not gonna happen at WrestleMania with 50,000 more people there.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Mania is Lesnar's going to be faced by then. So
well, here's the thing. It's going to be Reigns face and Lesnar heel, but the crowd is going to be flipped.
Yep.
And you know, and we even talked about it. I'm like, man, the match is going to be bad. It's really, really going to be bad.
The bright spot is we'll have a cash in that night.
Maybe
that's all we can pray for.
That's what we're hoping for. You know, the Seth Rollins cash in. But here's the thing. You know, as much of it as it is as a train wreck, it's intriguing to see something like this happen, because if it falls apart and it falls super flat and WWE sees it, then they'll realize what's going on. You know, and maybe they will just be like, all right, maybe we need to do this. Last year, they were like, well, Daniel Bryan's hot as a fucking, you know, a firecracker. We need to do something with this guy. You know, did the whole storyline with him beating Triple H, got into the main event and won it. You got to think about that. But this is something that they've wanted for a long time. I feel like was talked about for a long time. The Roman Reigns is their guy. They want him to be the next John Cena. There's just no getting around it.
He's the next. Let's see, who's a worse wrestler?
Here's
Great Khali.
Here's where it gets. You know, where we're like, man, this is awful. Like, this is the worst thing I've like. It was so bad when you have Kane and Big Show in there, just knocking off guys, just.
Like,
Bray
not
Wyatt's
like they're nothing.
Just throwing Ambrose
taking Dolph Ziggler, picking him up like he's just a fucking doll, and just Bray Wyatt,
yeah.
just Dean Ambrose, just like all of the guys that are so deserving and that have fucking just blows my mind. Guys like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, guys that just fucking shine. Guys that were in the Shield with the Roman Reigns that got this motherfucker over with their fucking talent, with surrounding that, and they go, well, you know, all the girlies are gonna fucking cream their pants, and all the fucking little kids are gonna be all over this shit. This is our fucking guy. I don't give a fuck what he does in the ring, this or that. I don't give a shit. And you saw it because they fucking knew that the crowd would eat this alive. They knew that no one gives a shit, and they knew almost in their own minds that this is wrong by having The Rock come out and having him get the reaction that your Royal Rumble winner should have fucking got himself.
Yeah, but
that's how you knew it was wrong.
Yeah,
they brought The Rock in. I feel like on purpose.
It wasn't even that big
because
of a
I feel like they knew they wanted Reigns to win, and they knew that the crowd was going to eat him alive.
Yeah,
and they brought The Rock back at the end, had him come out and help him because Big Show and Kane had something, you know, we're going to go back and beat him down or whatever. And The Rock comes out and, you know, helps him and then hugs him and, you know, walks off. It literally seemed like he didn't care.
No.
He did not care to even be there. Like, it didn't matter. Interesting little tidbit. That was interesting. Looked like Reigns had won.
Oh, yeah. Rusev came back.
We hear, Rusev.
Yeah.
And Rusev's still in. He's on the outside of the ring just hanging out. And he just runs in. And then
just throws him out.
And then Reigns just throws him out like nothing.
No heat on it. No fucking little accidental maybe Reigns will get thrown out and come back. Nothing. Just came back and threw him out. Like, just the most deflating, the most fucking oh god, it just feels like you're just getting the life sucked out of you with what you watched in the final 15 minutes of that fucking pay-per-view. Horrendous.
The match for me completely ended as what I thought was going to happen. I literally thought it was between two people, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And as soon as Daniel Bryan was gone,
we all knew.
We knew.
And the fact that Lesnar already won, I was like, well, this match is done. Like, and the way they went about it, it just was exactly how I thought it would be. And like I said, there was no craziness, there was no
surprise
big spots, there was nothing, you know. And I feel like the crowd was completely. They were done with it. They wanted no part of Reigns in that championship.
As I would think the majority of the viewing audience probably was too. I mean, it was just so... That's all, just disappointing. It's just so deflating, and just... When you see it and even see the things like The Rock coming out and getting the pop that you would have, that you would hope to see out of your Royal Rumble winner getting, having to get that for him and having to help... It's like... Why don't we just put training wheels in the bastard and just give him a little fucking bottle to suck on if we're gonna fucking just hoist him up to this fucking spot and see all these guys busting their fucking asses that are probably gonna have to wait years like a Dolph Ziggler, like a fucking Punk had to, and like a Bryan had to, that fucking carry that carry this fucking company and make it worth fucking watching. Because if this is the talent that we would get, if it was a 100% roster of a Roman fucking Reigns, I want to put a goddamn bullet in my fucking head. Because this is terrible. I mean, it's year after year after year of crowd reactions, getting behind guys that we want to fucking see. We're like, God, hope Dolph wins this after Bryan gets eliminated. God, hope Ambrose wins this. God, hope fucking White. And no, you almost just see like, oh, no, don't care about your guy. Don't care about this guy. Don't give a shit about you. And then it's literally like you just are just slowly putting a dagger in us is like when you fucking, I mean, you don't even, seeing those guys eliminated that way made me want to just fucking punch the goddamn TV. It just pisses me off.
I wasn't really upset that Daniel Bryan got eliminated. It was okay that he got eliminated. The fact that
we knew what was going to happen.
Well, the fact that he didn't make it to the Final Four when that guy is arguably considered your most popular wrestler of all time. Like not of all time, but as of right now, he's the hottest attraction you guys have. Yeah. And the fact that it ended the way it did with him, like he didn't even make it to the Final Four. I guess maybe they made him go early because they didn't want the heat to be even worse on Roman Reigns. Right. But
then you throw a Dolph out there who's equally, up there as far as being over, and an Ambrose.
Dolph Ziggler.
And, especially with the Philadelphia crowd who's going to get behind a Bray Wyatt, who's going to get behind a Dolph Ziggler, who's going to get behind a Dean Ambrose, and they're going to eat everything else alive, as we would have if we were there live too, because I literally felt like I just woke up from a fucking nightmare.
I will put it down right now, and I know you'll probably agree with it as well, that if Lesnar and Reigns have a one-on-one singles match to main event WrestleMania,
we're doing the video during that match.
It will be
the worst main event.
It will probably be the worst, like
on paper
of paper, at least on paper, but
and then executed
of our generation of WrestleMania main events, the absolute worst main event. Who is going to carry who? Who is going to carry who in this match? Who? They literally, both guys have 4 moves each. If that.
That was 2 each.
Who is going to carry who? Like, it's going to fall apart.
It's going to be suplex,
and as me and Ryan talk about all the time, a WrestleMania crowd are die-hard wrestling fans.
Yep.
There are people that are there year in and year out. There are people that are like us. I mean,
been to 3, I've been to 2.
There are people that are there because that's their life. Those are wrestling fans that are at a WrestleMania show. They are going to eat them alive. And that's going to be a way bigger crowd than we saw tonight eat Reigns alive. That's going to be a crowd of 70,000 people completely shitting over your fucking product in your biggest fucking pay-per-view of the year, in your main event that is supposed to be your best match that you produce all year. I don't give a shit if it is or if it isn't. You were supposed to give us the best quality fucking outing of your entire year at the biggest show of the year in your main event. And you quite possibly might be giving us our fucking worst option. That's terrible, and
Great Khali and Batista was better than this.
For the way that you treated the stars that, carry your fucking company and that produce the quality in your company, fuck you. Fuck you for the way you treated Dean Ambrose. Fuck you for the way you treated Daniel Bryan. Fuck you for the way you treated Dolph Ziggler. Fuck you. Just
Bray Wyatt.
And Bray Wyatt. Exactly. You just unceremoniously just fuck off. That's basically all. It's just terrible. And then we get to finish with Big Show, Kane, and Roman Reigns. How about put a fucking bullet in my goddamn head? Jesus. All hail Seth Rollins. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. Thank you for fucking producing the quality in this goddamn evening. That's all we fucking gave a shit about.
That might be the best world title match of the year. We'll say that next year this time. 2015.
We were saying, I don't know if it's probably the best WWE title match.
In a year.
Me and Ryan were talking about maybe since the 2007 Umaga and Cena match, and maybe all the way back to the 2003 Benoit and Angle match, which was a fucking classic. So thank you for that, because that was good. But fuck you for that finish, because that was not good. And
I would have been more okay with Reigns winning if the execution was better. I think if they would have been about it a little bit better, I think the way that they made
handed it to him.
Yeah, it wasn't like everything was handed. You had Big Show and Kane eliminate all your top guys. Then this is what you had. You had Roman Reigns eliminate Big Show and Kane. Then you also had him eliminate Rusev. So you had these two guys who eliminated all your top guys. Then those two guys got eliminated by this one guy. You guys are trying so hard to get this guy over and make him the shit. Then you have him eliminate Rusev, who is up there as one of your top guys now, is a top young guy.
Reigns.
And then he had no heat, a crowd reaction for a face. Nobody cared.
Nope.
And then you brought The Rock out and gave him heat. Gave him the crowd reaction. Literally everything was handed to him at this show. He did not earn nothing. There was nothing earned by him. His performance didn't earn anything. Nope. Nothing.
Nope.
As far as I'm concerned, Royal Rumble 2015 was the Seth Rollins show.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned.
Deal with it, people, because it's just fucking fact. And that should be the show we get every goddamn outing, because wow. I don't know if you're pulling the veil over everybody else, but you're sure as fuck not pulling the veil over us, because we see what you're doing, and it is
Garbage.
laughable. It is horrendous, and it is so goddamn predictable.
It's a horse sandwich.
And you guys are acting like horse sandwiches out there.
I won't eat it.
They're taking a bite. We're not.
Is that a biscuit? Where's the biscuit? There's a biscuit in here. Hold on. You fucking...
We didn't even do our gimmick that we set up.
Anus biscuit.
We didn't even do our gimmick that we set up earlier before we did it in pre-production.
Oh yeah, we just started raging. Raging it.
Do it!
Come on!
She's too much of a wuss.
It's because of the picture.
Yeah, it is.
If you would have let her take your picture, she would have done it.
I hear you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about in the months to come, getting towards WrestleMania.
63 days till WrestleMania.
You want to call it WrestleMania. We didn't even mention Cena and Rusev setup.
Yeah, after the pay-per-view ended,
on the little post show.
Yeah, Cena was cutting a promo, and then Rusev cut him off, and then they got in each other's face. So
that was like a setup. For
that's something they were talking about doing as well.
Talking about. So there's another young guy that'll probably get cut at the pass.
Fucked over by John Cena at WrestleMania.
I guess it's time to get out of here.
You want to do one? You do a good one? Pure boner.
No.
that's wrong.
Fucker.
That's funny.
Wow. This will wrap up our WWE Royal Rumble 2015 review. For my partners, Roberto and Ryan, I am J-Man, and thank all of you wonderful people for watching another edition of the Pro Wrestling Pulse, the pulse of the professional wrestling world.